No time to get oriented, get my things together and explain. I'm jumping right into this farm because I've been trying to time this thing forever. I'm gonna get my food together, my utility buff, and just go for it. Hey, how you doing? The name's Cat Dad Things, and this today is what we're after. Bloodstone warped hide. This is the cheddar, the cheese with broccoli is what we want today. This is what the farm's all about, where all the monies is gonna come from. So now that we've seen it, now that we know what it looks like, we're gonna try and farm some up and just see how much it will cost us, how much it can get us, and see how difficult it truly is. Because as a solo farm, yeah, it's kind of difficult, and this is why. Now, I'm sure there's those pro gamers of you, the ones who can 1vx everything. You can beat the entire universe with an arm tied behind your back. This is the easiest thing for you to do. You can do this in seconds and get millions of gold just by blinking your eye. But for the rest of us mortals, the rest of us normal people, the casuals, getting hundreds of arrows shot in your face and a bunch of hooves in your face, knocking you up and down, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It kind of takes a group effort to do. Now that we've got but a taste of the crazy leather madness, let's take a look at where this map is. So we're going back to Lake Doric. So let me zoom out again. Here's the overworld, whatever, yada yada. Right next to Divinity's Reach. You can get pretty familiar with that early on in the game. Back to Lake Doric. Personally, I love Lake Doric. It's one of my favorite zones. I just love the place. I love everything about it. Very nostalgic for me. But if you go inside of Lake Doric, I mean, it's a pretty simple zone. There's not a whole lot to it. Up in the top right, Watchtower Cliffs. This is the place to be. So where I kind of died in that first little clip there, or the previous clip, this is kind of what I was doing. I started here and I was starting to go up this trail and I got gunned down like a dog before I even get up here. Because there's an event for like a major boss up here, and that's when people usually show up. So it's not the easiest thing to pull off doing solo, as you saw, especially if you're a casual player or even certain builds, you just really can't do it. You do need a group to go in here. The problem is sometimes people only want to go just for those bosses, so they won't actually just farm out the leather. Because even if you look here, you hit Y and you get into your stuff. You go for the Living World Season 3, look at your maps, like Doric. Sometimes, see, this is for a different person, but sometimes you'll actually have people post up groups here that just want to farm the leather. Lately, I've hardly seen it. That's why the clip that I was able to get, it was like all like shoved together and I just ran in there as quick as I could because I haven't found one for weeks now. So that's why it's a little chaotic, but that's also the point of the farm. The chaos is the fun. So just like I said, the chaos is the fun. You just run in here and you just get things done. If it's not happening on the group finder, you can't make it yourself, just join everyone going crazy. So on this bottom area that you see right here, these are the plebeian mobs, the normal norms. You do get like these heavy supply bags or something like that. And they sell okay. The loot you actually get from them is eh. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, this group was just going around in a circle here. You do get kind of crazy and you can kill a lot, obviously. But the real farm is when you start going up the hill and start ascending. So I just kind of hung with these guys for a little bit. Just did this until they were good and ready to go up the hill. So as the ascension begins, some helpful tips and reminders I want you to remember. Use your utility buff, your food buff, make sure you get all the magic flying that you can, and equip a ranged weapon. If you're not a ranged class, because I happen to favor the melee ones, I also always keep a rifle on me in my inventory in case for things like this, because these mobs are pretty weak. They're pretty easy to kill, and with this massive raid group that we have going up this thing, they will die within seconds. So you need to tag these mobs. You have to tag them, because even if you're in a group, I didn't join the squad, but even if you're in a group, you gotta tag these mobs, make sure you hit them, so that you can get the loots, because that's the whole point of doing this, right? It also helps so you don't have to bounce around doing melee attacks, because there are mobs in the lane, there's mobs on the right, up on the ledge, and there's mobs on the left, up on the ledge. So like just constantly, they're running up and down, they're all over the place. So you're just sitting there tapping all your abilities, hitting 1 as fast as you can to try and hit things. Stability can help because you can't get knocked down by the people who trampede and all that stuff. But you just want to be super proactive. Try and stay ahead of the pack a little bit if you can, because as long as you tag them once, they will get cleaned up by everyone else. I promise, I guarantee it. So just some helpful things to remember. Another few helpful things to remember, just because we're chock full of tips today, is there are chests that you can find. One is in this tower, one's in the other tower, for example, and you get the hides directly from them. So keep your eyes peeled. When you do this route enough, you'll kind of figure out where the chests are, where they tend to spawn. But be careful that you don't get too far behind the crowd, because if that happens, then you're not hitting mobs, and you might be getting more from the mobs than just getting those chests. So you'll learn about timing, the strength of the squad that you're with, and how fast they're clearing things. Also look for the champion kills. You just want to tag them once. Obviously, they're stronger mobs, so you don't have to get to them as fast. You just hit them once with a shot or a hit, whatever, and then they'll be tagged, and the rest of the squad will generally clean it up. But make sure you get the champions, because they'll give you not epic, but like specific saddlebags that'll give you more hide, which you'll see later. And also, because generally this is for the event, rarely do you see a farm start to form without the event, but at the top of the hill there is the event, and you want to do that as well. So for some reason, some people got ahead of the squad leader and they started the event without everyone else. Try not to be like that. You know, give everyone an equal chance to get in there and to tag things so that they can get the loot as well. Because we're all trying to make money, so just, you know, just follow just some sense of order, some sense of organization. That way it makes it fair for everyone. But this is basically the event boss. He's like this crazy dude. It's got all this fire everywhere, yada yada. You just take him down, you get some extra good rewards from him. And that's pretty much it. This is how the whole farm works. Now, sometimes you can stick with the group, because sometimes they will go back down the hill. They'll go up, they'll go down, they'll go up, they'll go down. It all just depends on the squad that you're with. Or maybe they'll be done with this and they'll go back to the base. They'll do some more laps in a circle and then come all the way up. You can just kind of figure out how often you want to do this and for how long. So, but that all depends on the group as well. If you do see this farm at any given point in time, I would just jump on it, because it comes and goes like the wind. The next time it'll even appear for me, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to keep my eyes open just in case. Back in Lion's Arch, in the trading form, where all the magic begins for all your trading goods and needs, of course. We have our items that we just got from the farm. Again, it was only about 20 minutes, not even a full half hour, not even an hour definitely, so the rewards kind of vary. But this is essentially what I got from that little bit of time here. So you can see it doesn't look like a whole lot, but we're just going to kind of go through it and see what we can get. Of course, like these bags, for example, some people farm them on the bottom. You can do solo, but they're not really worth that much. But here is the big piece, the Bloodstone Warped Hides. If you go just to sell them outright, you can get a pretty decent amount. Of course, that's only for 32, so 32 of them, have to finish the order as we go through it. But if, let's say I go for the sell order, 3 gold, 32 silver. And remember, that's only after 20 minutes, so that's not even a full half hour or even an hour by any, means. So as we're looking at this, let's see, let's just go. What we're looking at here is a grand total of 4 gold, 19 silver. Round up 420, 428. Let's say 4 gold, 30 silver, all right? We'll just round that bad boy up. And that's just for about 20 minutes of content doing that farm. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. I like that because it's crazy. It's just wacky. Like, you're just run, go, go, go. I enjoy it a lot, so just a nice little idea for everyone. But I'm just going to add this to that list I have of different farms you can do in the open world. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for staying this far into it. Again, please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas or anything you want me to check out, don't feel afraid to just leave a suggestion in the comments, or just even say hello. I don't mind it at all. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.